It is the richest valued contract in American professional sports, passing the 12-year, $426 million deal Mike Trout inked with the Angels last year. But again, not all guaranteed. King James showing some love. Congrats, bro. Let me borrow $5. You can see that right there. Marcus, I'm going to start with you on this one here. What could this Mahomes deal do for Dak, who signed a franchise tag tender with the Cowboys in late June?
Nothing at all, Molly. Dak is going to have a contract that is very lucrative, and he's going to get paid handsomely. But I've been drilling the fact that this is a different type of situation. This is based on what we've seen Pat Mahomes do. This is a once in a generational type quarterback. So they create their own market. There's this whole mirage that, it's going to affect everybody, and Deshaun and Lamar and Dak. And let me continue to say that this does not mean Lamar and Deshaun and Dak won't get eye-popping contracts. That's not what that means. But when we look at this league, Patrick Mahomes will be the face of it. Also, Patrick Mahomes is going to be a wise investment for the Kansas City Chiefs based off what television ratings are when he's playing, but also winning, which is a big part of it. AFC Championship the year previous, and now a Super Bowl champion and an MVP in his young career. So they're forecasting everything about Patrick Mahomes based on what he's already proven. This is a Patrick Mahomes market. This is the climate that was set by Patrick Mahomes. We've talked about it for almost a year now. When Patrick Mahomes' deal is up, or when they decide to negotiate, back up the Brinks truck and let him decide how much he wants to take out of it. And look, I'm not about the fluff money, so I'm glad you went over the contract. $141-some-odd million is what he's going to put in the bank, regardless of whatever happens. But potentially, $500 million for a quarterback in the NFL. And for all intents and purposes, Patrick Mahomes is going to play this contract out based on his age and what we've seen him do. And we think that he's going to continue to have this amount of success. It's magnificent that he got it, but this is about Patrick Mahomes, not Dak, not Lamar, not Deshaun. They will have their own markets as well. I just don't think they'll be $500 million like Kansas City invested in Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, let's stay with that. And Stephen A., I'll redirect it to you because obviously it's generational wealth here. Stephen, do you think Mahomes deserves this type of money, this mega deal?
He deserves every penny of it. He deserves every penny of it, not just because of his greatness, not just because of the fact that he's 24-7 as a starter. He's got 76 touchdowns and 18 interceptions in his 2 years in the National Football League, which is just insane. That's a better than 4-to-1 TD to interception ratio. But he's also a Super Bowl champion. And so when you take that into consideration along with his youth, and you're projecting moving forward the kind of money he will generate for the franchise, that's the beauty of this deal. It's not just about his greatness on the field, it's also his marketability. What kind of money he brings in to the franchise. Religiously, we've been having conversations over the years, and we've been talking about the brand that is the National Football League, how just a few people get marketed to be the face of the sport, but essentially the NFL has been incredibly successful in marketing its sport into being an event, to the point where pastors evolve their sermons around the game time starts and things of that nature, that football has become a religion in North America. We've spoken about this, and we've spoken about the brand and the shield that is the NFL. What Patrick Mahomes just did for the NFL is showed the power that individual marketing can do no matter where you are. And the fact that the NFL recognizes, a team within the NFL has recognized the value of that particular player to this degree is going to speak volumes, because now individual football players are going to go about the business of being adroit at measuring their level of marketability and what they can bring to the table. Of course, they got to go out on the field to perform. Of course, they got to win like a Super Bowl champion, et cetera, et cetera. But in the end, if you can also attach that to marketability as an individual, as opposed to you just being associated with the brand, that can go a long way towards getting you an exorbitant amount of money, and you don't have to get $500 million in order to complete that. If it was 400, if it was 300 million, it would still be an awful lot of money, generational dollars, and that's what I think that Patrick Mahomes has opened up potentially for a lot of players down the line in the National Football League.
Let me be a myth buster here. Number one, I'll answer the question directly. Patrick Mahomes deserved much more than he got. Now let me bust some myths. Number one, it's a $500 million contract. No, it's not. It's a $140 million contract. That's what's guaranteed no matter what, come hell or high water, $140 million. Now, Bill Barnwell has a great article on ESPN.com, which he frequently does, analyzing and breaking it down, and he's likely to make a lot of that money. Maybe more even if they restructure the deal at some point. But what we know for sure, no matter what, it's $140 million. Now, number one, in a hard cap league, understand, guys, but Marcus, Stephen A., he didn't do anything for the players just now. There's nothing, not a single penny more is going to players than it's going to owners before this deal was signed. Same exact money. The only thing is some players are going to get less because Patrick Mahomes got more. It's capped what the players can make. Now, Mahomes is such a good dude and such a team player, and also from a selfish point of view, I'm sure wants to win lots of Super Bowls, that he did not sign the kind of deal that hamstrings the team going forward. He signed the kind of deal that will allow the team to be very competitive around him and because of his greatness likely win more Super Bowls. Why? He did not tie this to a percentage of the cap. So when the cap rises, it's not like right now he's like 16% of the cap, which is the record, but by like 1% more than the 15% that Andrew Luck got, or the 14-something that Russell Wilson has. He didn't, like Mahomes should shatter the record. He didn't. He remade the quarterback market by a modest amount, and he did that because he wanted something that works for everyone. It certainly works for the Kansas City Chiefs. It certainly works for Patrick Mahomes.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.